time to talk about what I'm decluttering. So, just a disclaimer, none of these are bad fragrances. None of these are fragrances I don't like. They're all fragrances that have withstood previous declutters or have been in my collection because I like them. And the reason they're being decluttered now is for two reasons. One, they're too similar to something that I already own, or two, that's no longer the personal choice of fragrance that I would wear. So I'm letting them go. I may end up bringing them back, at some point in the future if I feel like it. But for now, they got to go. So let's jump in. So we have some designer fragrances. By the way, there's like full bottles, there's travel sizes, there's some minis. Yeah, so it's like just my entire collection. What's going? This has been a favorite for a long time, but I no longer care for this style of fragrance. This is Prada Candy Night. It's too sweet and too light for me. I really like the scent, but it's not something I would wear. It's practically full. This will be on Mercari. A brand new fragrance that I've never worn from Miu Miu L'eau Rosee. Again, too light, too sweet, not the type of rose fragrance that I gravitate towards anymore. The reason I have this unused in my collection is because I actually had, I can't get it back together. I have a mini size of this that I have never used up. I've had it for 3 years. I've never used it. So that has to go. Tom Ford Ombre Leather. This is a beautiful scent. This is one of my favorite leather fragrances, but I don't gravitate towards leather fragrances right now. It's just not the style of perfumery I like, so this one is not going to be staying in my collection when something else that I do like could be in its place. Shagaf Aswad. I mentioned decluttering this in a previous video. Although it doesn't smell similar to Oud Fleur from Tom Ford, they do smell different. When I tried this on my skin, I realized the oud was a little bit too sharp. It made my nose sort of burn, and I have to pass it on, even though the smell is beautiful. This, again, nearly brand new, practically full bottles. A lot of these are practically full bottles because I have so many perfumes that I have not really gotten a chance to wear most of these that often. A travel size of Gucci Premier Eau de Parfum. It's a really nice size and packaging. I just don't care for this fragrance. It's not my style. I have a travel of the Elizabeth Arden Cherry Blossom, Green Tea Cherry Blossom. I have worn this a couple of times. It's a very nice freshie, but I don't really care for cherry blossom fragrances. There are exceptions, but this is not one of them. If I'm going too fast, I will have everything listed down below that I'm decluttering. A mini of Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. I got a different mini of the Eau de Parfum, which my husband likes better, so the Eau de Toilette is being just I'm going to be passing that on. I have a pen spray of Commodities Tea. This fragrance is very irritating to my nose. I don't care for it. I've meant to declutter it for a while and I just haven't. Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt, one of the few ones that I'm decluttering that I've had for some time and have worn. Again, this one to my nose is just not my particular style of fragrance. It's kind of beat up because I have had it for a few years. It's a little bit too sweet. I do like the fragrance, but I wish it was more woody and less sweet. So I have other Jo Malone fragrances. I'm going to pass that on. I am also passing on Police Classic. I really love this fragrance. It's a beautiful barbershop fragrance, very heavy on lavender, but I have other Fougere fragrances that I like more. So there are a couple of Fougeres that I'm passing on. My husband doesn't like them, he doesn't wear them, and I have to be a little bit more particular. So I do have lipstick from H&M. This is the 20 ml size. I kept this to wear as a layering note to sweeten some fragrances because it's quite a sweet lipstick fragrance. But in the end, I didn't use it that much, so I'm not keeping it. Tory Burch Knock on Wood Travel Spray. I mentioned this in a haul. This was a kind of a last minute purchase. It's a really nice, easy reach fragrance. Oh, I lost the box. It's a really nice, easy reach fragrance, but it is just not something that I am reaching for. So, it's gotta go. Like, I cleared out so much space. I'm so happy with myself. This one I'm keeping. Some of these I am actually keeping. So, Floral Street, Wonderland Peony. I did talk about this one quite a bit, and I do really like this fragrance, but too sweet, too similar to other things I own that I like better. So I'm passing it on for someone who can hopefully enjoy it. I do still want to pick up Black Lotus from this line. That fragrance I find a little bit more original, and I think that it's more suited to my taste. Travel size of Guerlain Terracotta Le Parfum. I mentioned this when I hauled it that I didn't really think it was anything special. It's a suntan sort of fragrance. I have others that I like better, and this is pretty much always in demand, being discontinued and hard to find in the US. So I'm going to pass that on to someone who will love it more than I do. Chloe Nomade. This is the Absolu de Parfum. Again, beautiful fragrance. This one, the only downfall of this fragrance, I love this scent. I absolutely love this fragrance, but it does not last on my skin. It vanishes. Like, I cannot smell it at all when I spray it on me. So, unfortunately, I'm going to be finding it a new home. Travel size, tester of Serge Vetiver Oriental. Talk about this in a haul. I really like the fragrance, but I've struggled with Serge Lutens. I've struggled finding a fragrance in this line that works for me. What happens is they smell really good in the bottle or on paper, and then on my skin I just don't get the notes that I liked on paper. So for this one, all I got was just kind of a sour green note. None of the pretty vetiver or like the chocolatey woody notes. This is a tester box. Why am I showing you the box? So it's only been sprayed a handful of times, and it has to find a new home because it's not going to be worn. Dior Addict Shine, again, another fragrance I really like, and I actually was really hesitant to release this into the wild because it is a limited edition fragrance and I do like it, but other than the original Dior Addict, I found that the flankers all have quite poor longevity, and this one is the worst, so it doesn't last at all. I wish it did. It doesn't. It may just be me, again. That's why I'm passing these on, because for some people, they might find that the fragrances really work for them in their body chemistry. Shalimar Souffle de Lumière. I've talked about this one in the past. I've really loved this one for a long time, but it's not the style I like, so it's moving on. I have a mini of Gucci Guilty. I don't know where I got this from or how long I've had it, but it still smells good. But it's just not my style. Gucci fragrances, I've noticed, are not really my taste. So, moving on. I'm gonna break that. This is my backup of MAC Lady Danger. I just am not going through my other bottle as fast as I want to, so I'm gonna pass this on. And ZARA Mundaka, again, a sort of aquatic masculine fragrance that is too similar. I did pick up the Acquadigio Profundo, and that it's too similar. They're too similar, and this one just lost. Another one that I've talked about a lot that I really like is Cartier B Cervola, and I like this fragrance. I haven't stopped liking it, but this sort of in-your-face white floral scent is not for me. This isn't the style of fragrance that I choose to gravitate towards anymore. So I am going to be passing this on, and hopefully someone else can enjoy it. I love this packaging though. I love this style bottle. I really like the fragrance. It's just not what I want to wear. These two are going to be sent to my sister. I'm not selling these. It is Theodore Scalatini's Gardenia and Theodore Scalatini's Aegean Salt and Citrus. Gardenia I found was a little too sweet and waxy for me personally, and Aegean Salt and Citrus is a little too salty. There's similar fragrances in my collection that I like better that are quite similar, but I wouldn't sell these because I feel very strongly about when you see somebody's feelings and how they put their heart and soul into their project, whatever it is, their artwork or their life's work, whatever it may be. I feel like it is sort of disrespectful to just toss it aside like it doesn't have any meaning. To me, these fragrances carry a lot of meaning, a lot of heart and soul, and so instead of just discarding them, I want to send them to someone who maybe wouldn't have access to this fragrance. In this case, my sister, she doesn't ever buy perfume. She likes perfume, but she doesn't buy it. And let her experience the fragrances. And then what she chooses to do with them is, that's her decision. But I find with, especially indie perfumes, that I prefer to gift them to people or to swap them so that someone else can experience them and either love them or pass them on at their discretion. So that's what these two are going to do. Oh my good gracious. Okay. I have Clean Reserve Solar Bloom. I've had this in my collection for a while and I just don't wear it. Practically brand new. Yeah, I don't wear it. It's just not, it's a nice solar floral fragrance. So there's no reason for me to dislike it. It's a nice fragrance, but it's not the style that I like. I have one from Dua that I never talked about. I bought it and then I immediately disliked it and I never talked about it. So this one is Midnight Venom. It's the Dua version of Dior's Midnight Poison. I've tried a lot of the Poison fragrance range, and I really wanted to find a Poison fragrance that worked for me, and none of them really did so far, or at all. And Midnight Poison, of course, is discontinued and very expensive, hard to find. So I got the Dua version because I thought I could try it this way and see if this was like the Poison for me, but this is not for me. This is a very masculine fragrance, much more masculine than I was even expecting it to be. Wasn't at all what I expected, to be honest. So I'm gonna pass that on. I have some body sprays. I have more perfume, but I have a couple body sprays. I have Malibu Heat and Fresh Gardenia. Gardenia is a very difficult for me floral. It's really like I either have to, it's yes or it's a no. It's a hard no. And although this one is a nice fragrance in the body spray, I won't be wearing it that much, so there's no reason for me to keep it. And then Malibu Heat is too similar to things I own. I could layer it, I suppose, but it has a coconut note that is a little bit obnoxious to me now, and I don't really like it anymore, so passing it on. I'm also passing on Aqua Allegoria, Neurolia Bianca. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Neurolia Bianca. This is a really nice scent, but it's a little sharp. Doesn't have the creaminess that I like, or this kind of powderiness that I'm really into right now. I picked up the Aqua Allegoria Angelica and Angelica Lilas, and it's much floral. It feels like it has rounder edges. This one's a little sharp, and I really enjoy the fragrance of this, but it does give me that like nose irritation. Tom Ford Beau de Jour. I have been like waffling on passing this one on for some time, and I finally decided to do it. Amouage Figment. This one is a really nice fragrance. I actually quite like it. It's challenging, but I actually quite like it. The only thing about this is that it is similar to something that I picked up, and I can't remember what I had purchased that was quite similar to this, but was a little bit nicer. This is a little bit harsh, to be honest. There's some edge to this that makes it challenging. So, just a warning to anyone who's interested in this fragrance. Definitely read up on it, read reviews. It's a green-white floral. It's very green, and the jasmine is quite indolic. So, not for the faint of heart, but we'll see. Parfums de Marley Athalia, another fragrance that I love. I've talked about it quite a bit. This one I've worn quite a bit, but is no longer the style of perfume that I gravitate towards. It's a little bit too sweet, a little bit too not musky, but it's too sweet. It's not powdery. It's more like girly, and I don't really like to, I don't want to smell girly. That's not my taste. And then last but not least, I am passing on the Dolce & Gabbana Velvet Amber Sun. This one I'm passing on purely because it smells so identical to so many amber fragrances that are already in my collection. It's just ridiculous. Like, I buy these amber fragrances because I really love the way they smell, and I end up having a bunch of amber fragrances that I really love the way they smell, but they all smell exactly the same. So anyway, that's all. That's what I'm decluttering. I will list everything in the description bar so that you will know. And then once I have everything photographed and ready to go up on Mercari, I will put in the community tab when I will be listing them on Mercari. If you see anything that you want and you don't want to wait, you can definitely send me a private message on Instagram, which is also linked below. My Instagram is linked below, and let me know. We can work out a deal, work something out, yeah, for sure. And otherwise, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be putting those online for sale, or you can send me a DM if you see something that interests you. Let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for coming, and subscribe, like, notifications, whatever.